Hello guys, tonight's story starts with a simple walk, but by the end of it, a marriage almost broke, and then something unexpected happened. Stay with me because this one feels very real. Let's start the story.
It was a quiet evening. The sky was soft orange. The streetlights were just turning on. Ethan stood near the front door, keys in his hand, mine somewhere else. His wife, Lily, was in the kitchen, humming softly, like everything was normal. But something felt different. Then her voice came, "Ethan, can you do me a favor?" He looked up. "Yeah, sure." She smiled, but it was tired. "Mom wants to go home. Can you walk her?" Ethan paused for a second. Not long, but enough to feel strange. "Of course," he said. He grabbed his jacket, opened the door, and there she was, Martha, Lily's mother, standing quietly, holding her small purse, eyes calm but deep. "Ready?" Ethan asked. She nodded slowly. "Thank you, Ethan." They stepped outside. The air was cool. A light breeze passed. For a few moments they walked in silence, only the sound of their steps, soft, even, careful. Then Martha spoke. "You take good care of her." Ethan smiled a little. "I try." "She needs that," she said, "more than she shows." That made Ethan think. He glanced at Martha. She wasn't looking at him. She was looking ahead, like she knew something. "Is everything okay?" he asked. She didn't answer right away. That silence felt heavier than before. Then she said, "Marriage is not easy." Ethan let out a soft breath. "No, it's not." She gave a small smile. "But it's worth it, if both people still feel something." That line stayed in the air. Ethan felt it hit him, straight in the chest. Did he still feel it, or was he just used to it? They reached the corner. Streetlight above them flickered once. Martha stopped walking. Ethan stopped too. She turned to him slowly, her eyes softer now, but also searching. "Can I ask you something?" Ethan nodded. "Yeah." She stepped a little closer, not too close, but enough to feel the moment shift. "Are you happy, Ethan?" The question came simple, but it didn't feel simple at all. Ethan didn't answer, because suddenly he didn't know the truth. And somehow, it felt like she already knew that. The night grew quieter, and something between them just changed. Ethan looked at her, but no words came out. The question stayed there, heavy, quiet, waiting. Martha didn't rush him. She just watched his face. I I think so," Ethan said finally. But even he heard it. That hesitation. Martha gave a soft nod, like she expected that answer. "Sometimes," she said gently, "we say we're happy, because it's easier." Ethan swallowed. His throat felt dry. They started walking again, slower this time. The street was almost empty now. A car passed by. Then silence returned. "Lily used to laugh a lot," Martha said. "Even at small things." Ethan smiled faintly. "Yeah, she still does." Martha shook her head slightly. Not the same way. That hit him harder than he expected. He tried to remember. That bright laugh, that carefree smile. Had it changed? Or had he stopped noticing? "You're a good man, Ethan," Martha continued. "But sometimes good men get comfortable." Ethan looked down at the road. Comfortable. That word felt sharp. "I never wanted to hurt her," he said quietly. "I know," Martha replied. "That's not what I'm saying." She paused. "Feelings don't disappear in one day. They fade slowly." Ethan felt something tighten in his chest. He didn't like where this was going, but he couldn't stop listening. They reached her street. Her house stood at the end, warm light glowing from the window. They slowed down even more, like both of them knew. This walk was not just a walk anymore. "Can I tell you something honest?" Martha asked. Ethan nodded. "I was like Lily once." He looked at her, surprised. "I love deeply," she said, "with everything I had." Her voice softened, almost like she was remembering. But one day, I realized I was the only one still trying. Ethan felt that. Too close. Too real. He looked away. I don't want that for her, Martha added. The words were calm, but full of meaning. They reached her gate. She stopped again, turned to face him, this time closer than before, not wrong, but not distant either. Sometimes, she said slowly, people don't notice what they're losing until someone else does. Ethan frowned slightly. What do you mean? Martha held his gaze, longer than before. I mean, she paused, just for a second, then softly said, some people can still see her, the way she deserves. Ethan's heart skipped, because for a moment, it didn't feel like she was talking about Lily anymore. Ethan stood still. Her words echoed in his mind. Something felt off, but also strangely clear. He looked at Martha, trying to understand. Are you saying someone else? She raised her hand gently, stopping him. I'm saying attention matters, she said. Her voice was calm, but her eyes deeper now. Ethan took a small step back, not in fear, just to breathe. I care about Lily, he said. Martha nodded. I believe you. But caring and showing it are not always the same. That truth landed hard. Ethan had no answer. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The night felt quieter than ever. A dog barked somewhere far away. Then silence again. Martha leaned slightly on the gate, looking at him in a softer way. You remind me of someone, she said. Ethan frowned. Who? She smiled faintly. My younger days. He didn't expect that. You? He asked. She nodded. Yes, someone who thought love would always stay the same. Ethan exhaled slowly. It doesn't? Martha shook her head. No, it changes, unless you protect it. Her words were simple, but they carried weight. Ethan looked at the house behind her. Warm light, a place that felt full, but also a little lonely. I don't want to lose her, he said quietly. Martha stepped a little closer again, this time closer than before. Then don't wait, she said softly. Her voice almost a whisper now. Ethan felt something shift again, not just in the moment, but inside him. He looked into her eyes, and for a second, he saw something unexpected. Not just concern, not just wisdom, but understanding. The kind that feels personal. Too personal. He quickly looked away. This feels strange, he admitted. Martha didn't seem surprised. Truth often does, she replied. A small breeze passed between them. He stepped back again, creating space. I should go, he said. Martha nodded slowly, but before he turned, she spoke again. Ethan. He stopped, looked back. Her expression was softer now, almost gentle. Don't ignore what you felt tonight. He frowned slightly. What do you think I felt? She held his gaze and said quietly, awake. That word stayed with him. As he turned away, as he walked back, each step heavier than before, because deep down, he knew something had changed. Not just in his marriage, but in how he saw everything. And somehow, he wasn't sure if that change had just begun or had been waiting all along. Ethan walked back slowly, the same road, but it didn't feel the same anymore. Martha's words followed him, step by step. Don't ignore what you felt tonight. He reached his house, light still on. He stood at the door for a moment, hand on the handle, thinking. Then he opened it. Lily was on the couch, curled up, half asleep. The TV was on low volume. She looked peaceful, but also distant. Hey, she said softly, you're back. Ethan nodded. Yeah. He walked in slowly, sat beside her. For a moment, he just looked at her. Really looked. Her tired eyes, her quiet smile. Martha was right. Something had changed, not suddenly, but little by little. Are you okay? Lily asked. Ethan hesitated, then said, Can I ask you something? She nodded. Of course. He took a breath. Are you happy? With me? The same question, but now it felt different. Lily looked surprised. She didn't answer right away, and that silence said everything. Ethan felt it, just like before. I don't know, she said quietly. Her voice almost broke. I love you, but it doesn't feel the same anymore. Ethan closed his eyes for a second. There it was, the truth, clear, simple, painful. I'm sorry, he said. She shook her head gently. It's not just you. But we stopped trying, she added. That hit him deeply. He remembered the walks, the laughs, the small moments, all the things they stopped doing. I don't want to lose us, Ethan said. Lily looked at him, tears in her eyes now. Then don't, she whispered.